This is Mick Strawn. You're watching the Foti Squared Foti Squared podcast. Woohoo! Woo!
So we're here with Mick Strawn, the Boogie Squared podcast. You know, these bitches that like horror so much, we have a fucking horror icon right here. What kind of movies you work on?
Horror movies, what else? God damn it.
The only ones that matter.
Well, listen, I did do a movie with a huge dick.
Oh, tell me. What? Can you say who such dick is?
Who sucks dick?
No. Who this such dick?
I thought I had a more interesting take on that.
I mean, we could do it either way. Whatever you want to dabble in.
No, it was Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights.
Oh, yeah. Wally World?
So, I get called to do this film, right? And I was working. I do a lot of. I do effects and I do production design.
Yes.
But production design you can only do about 6 months out of the year because you do one project, and then you fill in with effects in between. You know, getting your next one lined up, and because one side is always in development. You know, production design is always involved in development. It's a long, boring process, and that often ends in a train wreck. But usually the effects I would just be, we need, you know, because I did mechanical effects, right?
Yes.
And we need effects, and we're here over here right now. So I was on Boogie Nights, and the company I was working with, they got the call in the morning and said, "Okay, Mick, come on down to the office, you know, grab a script and then run across town because they're already doing the big production, right?" And so I go by and I grab the script and I'm going across town and I had no idea what this is, none whatsoever. And so as I come into the offices, there's a procedure for this if you're late, and late is that everybody else in the building had already. I mean, there's 30 people for and this production meeting, like all of them have a meeting where they bring all the heads of the departments in,
yes.
and then they read through the script. The first AD sits up there and he does a scene. He says, "This is a scene," and then everybody, you go around the table and everybody like says. Table read, right? Everybody says what they need out of it, and they divide everything. They divide the spoils of war up, and then they go on, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm late. I haven't read the script, and so there's a process for that. Is you pick up a script off of the pile on the way in to go with your script, and you lay your script up here. You open it up, and you turn with everybody. Now the first AD. Okay. Now it was I remember it's page 7, right? And I'm reading, and what you're doing is you're down here desperately trying to catch up, right? And right across from me is the prop master. He's an old friend of mine, and I'm like 2 pages ahead at the best. I'm like almost 3 pages ahead. And then I would turn with everybody else. And I look down, and the page and it says, Dirk Diggler drops his pants, exposing his 12-inch penis.
Well, if you just want to see me jack off, it's 10, but if you just want to look at it, it's only 5.
And I look up like this, and the prop master was like right with me, and he looks me right in the eye as I look up. And I go, and he looks up and he goes, "Yeah," and it's here. And
oh my God! Stop it!
He pulls out a bag. He's got this brown paper bag. And he slaps it down. And he goes, and as soon as he did it, absolutely all 30 people go. Because they had read the script. And they knew that we were on page 7.
How girthy is this?
Page 7 is coming up, right? He sets it down like this, and everybody. And there is a 12-inch rubber cock.
Wow.
With balls, with hair, the whole thing.
What, with hair?
With hair.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the 70s. Okay. Got it. Word.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that happened.
And it wasn't white yet. The hair wasn't white yet.
Oh.
I know. My God. You know, I'm thinking it wasn't even real. Anyway. So there it is, laying on the table, and I was like, and I'm like, I am desperately trying to think, what the fuck? What?
Why am I here?
What am I? I don't do pornos. I don't think I do pornos. Wait a minute, you know? And things only got weirder from there.
I can only imagine what that fucking set was like.
Oh my God. There was a part where literally I'm sitting in there was a scene where Bill Macy is at a party.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. Happy New Year. To you too.
Okay.
And he comes through the party, and there's a camera right over his shoulder, right? And it is literally took all night to shoot that scene. Okay, at the very end of it, Bill Macy walks into like down a hallway, and in that hallway, his wife is getting banged by a porn star.
Yeah.
Let me tell you where I was sitting. Let me tell you.
Let's see. How close?
I'll tell you. Oh my God. Oh my God. So, this is a little tiny room. Literally, there's a washing machine and there's a sink, a washing machine, and a dryer, right? And right on the other side of that, sitting here against the wall, because the door is here, there's 3 people sitting in a row, trying to huddle, and I'm the one closest to the door, which is the one closest to this guy's dick. And this guy was hung. No, not like a horse, because a horse is proportionate to a horse. Let's just say he would have been really happy as a dachshund, right? Or unhappy, unhappy depending on how fast he was walking. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. He needs like a wheelbarrow.
It was like watching a building go sideways. And it was like right here. And people have asked me, he said, yeah, but were they fucking? And I said, oh yeah.
Really?
He said, well, how could you tell? I said, oh, don't you think you could tell if you were right there?
Yeah, if you're right there.
I said, look at the back of my hand. You can see the fucking freckles. Well, so could I. I could see the fucking freckles. Or I could see the freckles fucking, as it were. And so, and here's the other thing, is we were stuck there until they actually came around the corner, which was 16 hours.
Oh,
and
he drove her. Oh, shit.
And, yeah, because it was at the end of the scene.
Scene.
Here's 2 things. The thing is they cut the film before they got to that scene, right? Before they got to him killing. I think you just hear the gunshot, or you see them a close up or something like that. And there was a guy who was writing a book about 3 years ago, and he calls me up, and I tell him that story, and he calls me 2 months later, and he goes, dude, he says, I have to apologize. And I go, apologize for what? Because apologize for thinking that you were full of shit. And I go, huh. Well, you know, the same thing would have worked if you'd just not called me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he says, no, I just wanted to be honest. I thought you were full of shit. And then I talked to the woman that was in the room, and she says, yeah, she and that guy literally fucked there for 16 hours while waiting for Bill Macy to come through the door.
What the fuck?
Let me tell you something what that does to your
16
overall
hours?
libido.
Okay, let's hear it.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. It doesn't do good things at all for your libido.
What was it like being on the other side of it for your libido?
Nah. No, it's like, sex. Oh, God. So, you know, it's like, I never really explained that one to my wife, you know, because I really don't know how. I mean, because I don't even know what it meant after a while. You know, it's like, I think that I could have conceived of what was going on for the first 2 hours or so. But then beyond that, it was just whatever that was.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
My ass hurts. My ass hurts. I think that guy's getting a blister right there. Right there. Yeah, I think he's getting a blister. I'm not sure.
Chafing.
You should work with your lube a little bit. And both of them had, huge containers of lube so that they.
Oh.
You know.
Oh my, you poor. Oh my God. No wonder you work at war. I would fucking just work strictly war after that.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you talk about horror.
That's a fucking goddamn horror show.